BTV investigates a huge shift in the wild west of towing in Charlotte. According to Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police, tow truck companies are now prohibited from towing commercial vehicles. That's according to a new memo sent to CMPD officers earlier this week.
WBTV investigative reporter David Hodges got his hands on that email and he broke that story today. He joins us here in studio to help break down how this huge change came about. David?
Yeah, so this is a new interpretation of a law that just went into effect December of last year. We reported a lot about this new law that prohibited tow truck companies from booting or immobilizing commercial motor vehicles. But this email that was sent out on Monday shows CMPD is now expanding what the definition of immobilizing means. Now, according to CMPD's attorney and the lawmaker they reached out to, immobilizing means towing, preparing to tow, blocking, or even preparing to boot. You can see the language on your screen there right now. The legislator who wrote this law told me that this guidance from CMPD is a big step in the right direction to cut down on predatory towing. And I can't emphasize enough to you guys just how big of an impact this might have on the Charlotte tow truck scene, because so much of the money that tow truckers make is from booting or towing tractor trailers.
Oh, wow. Now, that's interesting. Now, you talk about the tractor trailers, but the law also covers, commercial motor vehicles. So who all does that cover?
Yeah, so that's what's going to be really interesting to see, John, because commercial motor vehicles under state law means vehicles that are over 10,000 pounds, or they're carrying hazardous material, or they also could be buses that carry 16 or more people. But does every police officer know that, and will they enforce it the same? Or if you have a truck that just says contracting on the side of it, will that count as something that cannot be towed now in Charlotte? It's really going to be fascinating to see how CMPD goes forward in enforcing this, because this, like I said, this will have a huge impact on towing in the Queen City.
I mean, knowing just the history of your reporting on this very issue, it's going to be interesting to see how this folds out.
This is really something else. Big stuff here. Thanks, David, so much. Yeah.